stop what you're doing right now because you need to know all the details and the difficulty of the job before you get there. I had the worst trash can cleaning I'd ever experienced a couple months ago, and I had no idea what I was getting into. From the smell of the can because of all the rotten fish and all the gravel stuck in there making the job even harder than it already was. It was impossible and I almost quit. The struggle of doing jobs for strangers is expectations. Customers will have the most ridiculously dirty car sitting for years, no windows, and black mold. But then they expect to pay me $200 to restore it to its full shiny glory. The same thing happens to me with a lot of the trash can cleanings I get. Which, okay, not that I expect or anybody should expect that a trash can cleaning isn't going to be tough. But this one was awful. Like I said in the beginning, the trash can had fish all in it with flies flying everywhere. And the worst part being this dry gravel that was stuck in the can all hardened up so I couldn't remove it. Luckily for me, I do bring a lot of extra tools, so I did have a shovel, but in the quoting process, I asked the customer, "𝗤𝘂𝗂𝗜 is incredible, especially if you need help keeping up with customers, sending estimates, invoices, or collecting payments. Give 𝗤𝘂𝗂𝗜 a try for free. Just click the link in the comment section and the description of this video. 𝗤𝘂𝗂𝗜 is also the fastest way to send estimates, invoices, and secure payment from your customers, and even providing you with real-time business analytics such as close ratio, sales, and expense tracking. If anything was out of the normal or just to get an idea of how bad the can was." That's kind of where the struggle comes in because you don't want to directly ask how bad the can is. Because trust me, you're going to get the same answer every time. It's not too bad or it's normal. We'll call this customer Miss Amy. Well, Miss Amy must think that I've dealt with the most awful trash cans in the entire world because she said it was normal. That's okay though because the customer is paying me in exchange to solve their problem. But if I don't know what to expect going into the job, how can I quote it correctly? The same issue comes up with mobile detailing whenever I have two cars that are both 2010 Toyota Camrys. Well, unless they're too far apart in distance, I'm probably going to quote them the same price. But in some cases, you'll get one that's kept up by Oscar the Grouch, and then the next one is going to be brand new, no issues. But now I'm losing out on one because I didn't have essential information to know that it was going to be that bad. Well, whenever I got to Miss Amy's house to check out her trash cans, I had to throw my mask on immediately. It was awful, but hey, that's washable. The second issue that I had with her can was the real problem, believe it or not. Her second can was completely filled with hardened gravel that I couldn't wash out no matter how hard I tried. I had a shovel in the trunk, luckily though, so I was able to get in there and attack it and then soak it down with water and attack it again. In the end, I actually sent Miss Amy a picture of what I was having to do so that I would let her know that it's going to result in a price increase. And that all stems because she neglected to tell me this information on purpose. Why would she want me to know how bad it was? And because I didn't know how bad it actually was, she only got lucky that I brought the extra stuff because I wouldn't have been able to complete the job. Not to say that this is her fault. I'm not saying it's completely on her. I could have asked her for pictures, but in this business, one wrong thing, you lose the lead completely. If you ask too many questions, take too long to answer, or you're just a little bit difficult, the customer is going to stop answering you immediately. Which in the end, it's fine, but I'm going to get a ton of comments from you guys saying, "Bro, screw that customer, just take your business elsewhere." If you have that mindset all the time that, hey, I could just pack up and leave, I don't even need this customer, you're going to ruin so many long-term potential customers for no reason. And you might even set yourself up to be short with people simply because you're like, hey, I don't need your business, you need me. That being said, in the end, I should have quoted this lady so much more money simply because the job took me 2 to 3 times longer than it usually would. And the smell. God, the smell. Cleaning trash cans isn't for the faint of heart, and trust me, the smell is gonna get to you, even just how nasty these things are. But listen, a lot of my subscribers have been struggling to get more customers or even their first customer. But I developed my own lead strategy that has gotten me my first $10,000 in jobs. And good news, my course is completely finished. If you guys want to learn my strategy of how I've gotten $10,000 in free leads that I can continue to service day after day after day, there is now a number that you can contact. Listen, the course is not going to be for free. I give away a lot of good information on this channel, but if you want to take your business to the next level, or you're thinking about starting a business but you don't know how to get customers, in this course I'm going to teach you how not to get scammed, how to get thousands of dollars in free customers that you can service on and on and on, also how to talk to customers and make sure that you sell your service quickly and efficiently with my own personal messages that I've had with customers. You guys can contact this number up here, and if you send me the word strategy, we're going to get you set up immediately. You always have to remember that it's super easy to start, you can make some easy money, and it's very fast. After this job, trust me, I started implementing a process of really understanding what I'm going into before I actually get to the job. There's nothing worse than showing up to a cleaning, whether it's a car, trash can, whatever it is, and it's so much worse than they describe to you. If you're in any kind of service business where your price is based completely on what the customer says, then I would recommend you ask for pictures beforehand. Asking the customer for their opinion beforehand is always going to set you wrong with the wrong information, simply because they want you to think it's not bad when it really is awful, so so they can get a better price. If you guys made it to this point in the video, thank you so much, but comment down below cleaning and I'll do anything you guys want for 24 hours. And it really is unfair to blame the customer simply because these people don't know, right? How could they know that my quoting process will be so much different? Have they told me the right information? Or maybe they could just really understand that their can is bad or their car is bad. I'm telling you, black mold. I was doing a job for a guy, one of my first detailing jobs, and he told me that he was doing it for his wife. He was trying to get her a gift of a car detailing. Well, a huge Tahoe, no windows, filled with black mold. If you guys know what black mold is, do you think this is something that I should be breathing in? Hell no. I need to be staying as far away from this as possible. And especially if you're doing it as a gift, right? You want your wife to know that you're cheap and that you don't want to pay me the money that it actually costs. But that being said, I absolutely do not think you should let the customer know how much you're charging or why you're charging what you are charging. Unless, of course, you're adding like distance fees or like time travel fees. Because I like to think whenever it's over 25 to 30 minutes, I'm adding a little bit of money. But I would never tell the customer that I'm adding money because I'm doing the travel, right? They don't exactly care about that. They just want to know what the price is going to be, and they'd like it to be as low as they want it to be. But in this job, it would be super easy for me to blame this lady, Miss Amy. Really, she threw me for a loop. I think this is actually one of the jobs I fully recorded to, so if you guys haven't checked that out, do that. But whenever I showed it to her house, she gave me the wrong location at first, right? So I quoted her on the fact that her house was 25 minutes away from me. Ended up being like 35 to 40 minutes, which might not sound like that big of a deal, but I got to drive that 40 minutes all the way back, and it cost me in gas. I own my own business, so I was getting a lot of hate comments, people being like, oh man, why does it matter? You're like trying to rip these people off. Why are you charging for gas? Does the job, would your work pay you whenever you're driving to work and giving you gas money? It's different. I own my own business, right? Like, I'm not just getting paid to sit around, right? I'm not getting paid unless the work is getting done. That goes the same way with me thinking that I can tell a customer that I just take my business somewhere else because I don't need them. There's infinite customers in the world. It doesn't work like that. In a service business, if you're not working, you're not getting paid. And if you're not getting paid, you're going to be sad. The lights are going to be off. You're not going to have air conditioning for a week. You have to work. So I try to go into every single situation fully fresh, no opinion of the customer beforehand. Anybody could become a potential customer. I've had customers that I've been doing for years, but I've also had customers that I've done one time and I've never wanted to do again. And I just haven't done it again because, you know, maybe they rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe they were rude. Some guys don't want to pay you until they determine the job is over, which don't ever be that kind of customer. I have a lot of videos on that. There's a lot of customers that you don't want to work with, which is why you need to find your target audience, the target people that you want to be marketing to. Listen, you can't go wrong with marketing in a higher income neighborhood. There's a neighborhood that I actually grew up in, and everything around that is super high income in Louisiana. So I benefit from being able to know that area and always marketing over there, flyers, Facebook, whatever it may be. My presence in that neighborhood or just in that city was huge because you're always going to benefit from people that have money because they see value in things that you're doing for them. And they give you value back, shouting you out on Facebook, or simply just being a nice person and tipping you. Oh wait, there's one more thing I forgot to tell you.